I'm Todd, and this is a review of the Vastony Cigar Cabinet Humidor. Stay tuned to the end and find out how you can win one of these fantastic humidors in a giveaway. All right, guys, today we have the Vastony LED Cigar Cabinet Humidor. We're going to start the review on this. So right now I'm just going to give it kind of that quick once over, see what it has, look at the features, kind of what I initially like or don't like. And then we're going to go into seasoning. Okay, so this is an LED capable cabinet. I turn on the light and it has a nice full light inside. So I do like the way that it is backlit. The light, it runs all along the back and it has a nice kind of pattern back there. So it looks really nice. Also, the first thing I noticed about this humidor when I took it out of the box is it's got a heft to it. It's definitely got a nice construction. It doesn't feel kind of like particle board or anything like that. And it's got that beautiful like mahogany look, and it just feels very nice on the outside. So the looks are top notch. It's got a great feel to it in the heft, which when I get further into it, I think it's going to be a really nice construction. And I do love the backlight on the LED. So it has a digital hygrometer, and it is outside the humidor rather than inside. But a lot of the humidors, you know, they kind of, the back of the humidor is gathering the humidity and the temperature and displaying it out front. But some people like to have their hygrometers inside, not outside. So to open the door, it has this little latch. It lays flat. You kind of push it in to lift up the handle, and that unlocks it and allows you to open the humidor. It does have, I don't think it's magnetic, but it's got a very nice suction. So it's got a strong closing. I mean, it sucks right in and it stays there pretty tight. I mean, just a light pull does not open that. You got to put a little bit of pressure there. So it's got some good sealing potential. So the door only opens 90 degrees. I prefer a door that opens 180. It's just easier to maneuver, get stuff in and out, but it is as it is. It's got nice hinge work and everything. It has 3 drawers. Now these look like platforms, but they're not. They actually have the like plexiglass windows at the front so you can see inside. So that's nice. I like that it makes it a full drawer still. So in the front and the back is the plexiglass, and then it's the Spanish cedar, the rest of it. This way you still have full walls, making it easy to stack your cigars, but at the same time you can still see inside from the outside. So I do like that design a lot. Now all 3 drawers are the same. So, you know, whatever you get in one, you can get in the others. The rails are also Spanish cedar. This is all Spanish cedar interior. The drawers are Spanish cedar. This smells great right now. It's freshly opened. I'm just now opening this to go over it with you guys, and I love that smell. So on the initial inspection, man, it's got a great feel. It's got a great look. I love the lighting. I do personally prefer my hygrometers inside, but that's fine. I'm going to keep one of mine in there anyway, especially during testing, so that I can make sure this one's calibrated. But it's got a great seal on the door. The only thing that I kind of wish was different is that this would open like a full 180. Sometimes I worry about that 90 degrees angle opening too hard or something. So, all right, we're going to move on to seasoning. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, we're back, and we are going to season this Vastony Cigar Cabinet Humidor. Now, the humidors always come with those little humidifiers. I always talk about how I don't really like them. They're the plastic ones with a sponge in them. These are like the fanciest humidifiers I've seen come with a humidor that I've had so far. So they have a nice stainless front. They've got a screen, and inside you hear a little bit of movement when, well, I've added distilled water now, but you could hear there are like little pellets inside. And I believe that these actually have the small pellets like you get in those little diffuser humidor packages where it's like propylene glycol or whatever. And when you add the distilled water, it mixed the two together to release the humidity. So I'm actually going to use these to season the humidor as it says in the instructions. I also want to point out, I really like their instructions they have in here. When you read it, it says, do not wipe down the inside of the humidor with water or distilled water or anything. Don't wipe it down because it can cause damage to the Spanish cedar from oversaturation. And all those other humidors I've got where the instructions were to wipe it down, if you look back at the videos, I always say, I'm not going to do that because I know it can, one, oversaturate, which can cause mold or it can cause warping. So I like that they point that out in their instructions, and it said, just fill the humidifiers and place them back in, close it, and let it sit. So that's what we're going to do. I've already filled these with distilled water. I'm just going to place them back in here. Close it up. Nice strong seal, and we're going to let it sit, and we'll be checking on it like every day, and we're going to wait until we get up and stabilize in that 72-74% humidity and call it seasoned. I also want to point in their instructions that Vastony really goes into Spanish cedar and the differences between that and some other types of cedar that may not be as expensive, and why Spanish cedar is better to use in humidors. And so it's got some nice information in that instruction manual as well. I really like their instruction manual. Also, I am going to include my hygrometer, as I always do, because we don't know if the one that came with it is truly calibrated yet. So we're going to put my calibrated hygrometer in there and let it go. Okay, so we're on day 2 of seasoning this Vastony Cabinet Humidor. We see we started around 50% humidity, so we're up to about 63. I'm almost positive these humidifiers they had these little pellets in them, so it kind of is a slower release than just using like the wet sponge. So it might take a few extra days to get up to that 73-74% we're looking for. Okay guys, I am back with the Vastony Cigar Cabinet Humidor. This has been seasoning for 6 days, and for the last couple of days it's been around that 72%, so we're good to go now. I will say, because of the humidifiers they got, instead of just being a sponge holding water, they have the pellets in there, so they're like the propylene glycol, and it's a slower release. So it did take a little bit longer for this to season than it does some of the others where I use like the sponge method. But now we are good to go. So we're going to move on to our next step, which is going to be loading this with cigars and Boveda packs, and we're going to let it sit for a week, and we're going to see how it maintains its humidity. All right, let's get some of these cigars in here. Now for our Boveda packs, we're just going to throw some of these in each drawer. And finally, our hygrometer. I will say, with the depth of these drawers, I think we could be pleasantly surprised when we go and see how many cigars this thing fully holds. And that has a nice little suction shut, so it's not magnetic like some of the others, but it seems to be a real nice fit when that door closes. So there you go. We are going to let this sit for a week, and we're going to see how the humidity does. All right guys, I am back with the Vastony Cigar Cabinet Humidor. It has been sitting for the last 5 days, filled with Boveda packs and cigars, and you can see right now it is sitting at 68% humidity, and it's been between 67 and 69 this whole time. So now we are going to exchange the Boveda packs for the humidifier blocks that came with the cabinet, and we're going to see how humidity does with just these blocks in it. I have filled these with distilled water, so we're going to open it up, remove all of our Boveda packs, and put in our blocks. Okay, we will just let this sit for another 5 to 7 days and we'll see how it does. Okay guys, I'm back to finish the review on this Vastony Cigar Cabinet Humidor. So I've let it sit for the last 5 days with the humidifier block that it came with. And we can see it is reading 69% right now. And it's been between 69 and 71 pretty much this whole time. So it's done really well holding that humidity with just the block. And I actually started out with 2 blocks, but I actually had the humidity go up to like 75%, and that was too much. So that very next day I took 1 block out. So it's been running with just 1 block in it, and it's been able to hold this humidity. So our hygrometer says 70%, or this one's 69, but the hygrometer was in the middle drawer. Their hygrometer's up here, so like that 1% difference I'm not worried about. So yeah, it's done a great job holding humidity. Next, we're going to test the capacity of these drawers. We're going to take one of these out and we're going to see how many cigars we can fit in it. So I'll be right back. All right guys, I got a bunch of Toros here. We're going to see what we can fit in here, and I think we're going to have pretty good capacity because we do have some nice high walls. Even though the front and back are plexiglass, but still we're walled off, and it's going to hold, I think, a good amount of cigars. But first we're going to just see if these Churchills fit in, and and they're not going to fit in this way. So if you're going to do Churchills, you would have to put them in the long way. But now we're going to go on and see how many Toro size cigars, and these are varying ring gauges from 50 to, I think there's a couple of Gordos in here, but we're going to see how many we can fit in here. And the Toros fit pretty much perfectly this way. All right, guys, so I was able to fit 44 Toros in here, and they fit pretty much perfectly. You can't go above the wall level because there's just not room. They're pretty much top to bottom on the drawers. But there you go. There are 44 Toro sized of various ring gauges in this drawer. We will slide that back in. All right, so 44 in each drawer would be 132 cigars. So that's what this would hold, going at about the Toro size. So that kind of gives you an idea of capacity. Okay, so I'll be back in a moment with my final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts on this Vastony Cigar Cabinet Humidor. This is a very solid, well-made humidor. It's got nice heft to it. You can tell it's good materials. The door on this is not magnetic, yet it has a really great suction. In fact, without the magnets, this is the best kind of suction I've seen on a wooden humidor. It was so good, in fact, that originally when I was pulling this at one point, this little hidden handle that you push up actually came out, and I had to put some Gorilla Glue back on it and push it back in to glue it back into place. So that's just a little something that, maybe this particular one, they didn't have it glued in well enough or whatever, but the suction's really tight on this. Like a light pull is not going to open it. You got to put a little force behind it to get that sucker open. So that suction is fantastic, and it really holds humidity really well. Now, the design is very classic. It's kind of got the crown molding on top. It's not like sleek and modern rounded edges. So it's kind of what do you like? With the wooden humidors I reviewed, the cabinets, the other one I really like and this one are like 1A, 1B. They're both really good. They do a really good job, but they have a different look and some different accessories and things like that. Kind of, what do you personally want? But as far as functionality, this works great. It's well built, and I do like this kind of classic look. Now, a couple of things. It does not have an accessories drawer. So this capacity is all dedicated to your cigars. Hold like 132 Toros it'll hold. It's a pretty good amount for something this size. And, for your accessories, you would just have to keep them somewhere else or make room, maybe keep them within here with your cigar sitting on top, whatever. But so if you want an accessory drawer, this does not have it. The two kind of things I don't particularly like about this are, I don't like that the door opens at 90 degrees and does not go the full 180. And that's just a personal thing. I think it's because I'm so used to doors coming all the way open that sometimes I might go a little too hard as I'm opening it and it hits at that 90 degree. But you know, that's kind of a thing personal to me. You might not agree. Now, this has really good high quality Spanish cedar in it. This took a long time to season, and I think it's because you can see here on the sides, they have a pretty thick Spanish cedar lining, and it's definitely quality Spanish cedar, and it's got that great Spanish cedar smell. So I like that. I like their drawers. I like that they are like full-size walls, and they got the plexiglass on the front and back. That again are full size, and the reason it's the plexiglass in the back because this has a great backlight to it, and if you had the cedar walls on the back, the light would be able to shine through. So I like that kind of little design quirk that they have on there, where they have the plexiglass on the back so that backlight can really shine through, and it's got a really nice backlight. So those are some really good things about it. Another thing I didn't particularly like is that it does have to be plugged in to function. It doesn't have like a battery pack, which after having that in the other humidors, I really like that. So I don't have to be near a plug, or like right now I'm running on a power pack. I don't want to have my power pack hooked up to it. I would prefer it to have like a battery power, or if it could like charge up and hold a charge or something like that. But other than that, this is a great humidor. Now, Vastony has been kind enough to agree to give one of these away. Now, the one they're going to give away is the black model. This is like the walnut, but they have a one that's the exact same build. Everything's the same except the color. It's just a ebony. So that is going to be a giveaway. And to do that, you have to like this video. You have to be a subscriber. So hit that subscribe button. And down in the description is going to be a link to a giveaway form, just like the other ones we've done. So go fill out that form, and we're going to draw a winner on my live stream. I'll have the dates when this closes and when I'll draw the winner down in the description. So I'll also have a link to the Vastony website where you can actually go and purchase these. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. This absolutely gets a thumbs up from me. I like this humidor quite a bit. So until next time, remember, the best bourbon whiskey cigar humidor is the one you like the most.